So, welcome to week 8. I'll be honest, this was an extremely tough week. It's definitely the worst week of the whole challenge so far. There are many times, as you'll see as you go past, that I almost did not make it through. But there was a bit of a change near the end of the week, which you will see. So I hope you enjoy that. Before we get into the video, I just want to quickly do an intro to myself and to the challenge. If you've never heard of 75 hard before, or if you're new here, my name is Brona. I have done this challenge before back when I was pregnant, the beginning of last year, and I completed it. I then tried a 75 soft version, which I think I failed on. I can't even fully remember at this stage, but obviously now I'm coming to the end of this. I am 18 months postpartum, and I also have a 3-year-old as well. So I'm doing this challenge with 2 little toddlers. So what is the challenge? Basically, you just have to complete a set of activities every single day. If you miss out even one of the activities, then you have failed the challenge and you need to start again. What are the activities? So take a progress picture every day, drink a gallon of water, which I calculate as 4 liters. That has to be plain water, nothing in it. You need to do 2 45-minute workouts. One of them at least has to be outdoors, and they have to be at least 3 hours apart. So I'm doing 3 gym sessions per week. I am doing a daily walk every single day, and the days that I'm not in the gym, most of the time I'm doing a yoga at home. You choose a diet, any diet that you want, but once you choose a diet, no cheating and no alcohol, and the diet has to be something that's going to bring you closer to your goals. So for me, the main thing for me was to get better at cooking and get more comfortable like in the kitchen and making homemade meals. I can eat anything so long as I make it myself, including desserts. So it's just an incentive for me to like get really more comfortable with like techniques and like trying out different things in the kitchen. And you have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book. The book has to be a physical book, and as I said, it has to be non-fiction, but you get to choose what the books are. So I have just actually in this week finished a book and started a new book, so you'll hear more about that later on. But so far, well, this week I'm starting my 3rd book, so it's very exciting. So anyway, I won't talk for much longer. Enjoy the video, and I will see you at the end. Bye. It is week 8. Can you believe it? Oh my God. I don't know exactly what day it is. I'm going to assume it's around, well, what's 8, 7:56? Is that right? I don't know. I'm probably up in the 50s, if not the 60s at this stage, yeah. Wow, yesterday was a little bit of an off day, but that's okay. Something that I did realise is if my lazy meals are like a pasta with meatballs or a spaghetti bolognese or something, I'm okay with those being my lazy off meals. Hello. I will need to do another shop soon, so kind of the rhythm that I've been doing is 1 week of trying loads of things and 1 week of trying nothing. So yeah, let's see what kind of recipes we can whip up this week. Maybe something new on like a savoury kind of dinner front. And there are still a few social media ones that I had there from my last shop or the shop before that I want to try. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good week. I'm excited to see what happens. The weight thing, I don't know if there's going to be any shift on that. However, I do feel like there has been a lot of changes in terms of like my eating patterns and, you know, what times I eat and how much I eat and all that sort of stuff. So it will be interesting to see if just naturally over time changes like that do impact my weight and stuff. But anyways, enough of all of that. Last week was really interesting. Lots of thought and, you know, consideration with my chats with ChatGPT and with like all different things. So I'm very excited to see what this week brings. I will be off to the gym soon, so it's still quite early. My trainer is actually out at the moment. She's kind of sick, so there'll be someone else watching the gym. So I'm just going to go in and do my program and leave. But yeah, busy few days now. I've got a big
interview today. I've got a big interview tomorrow that takes up a chunk of time in the morning while Brona is in school, so it's going to be very rushed, but I believe we can get it all done. We will always get everything done. So once I get these morning workouts done, I'm fairly happy for the day. I'm going to start my first water now. I have taken my progress pic and I'm excited just to get on with it. Like, this is flying. I'm really proud of myself, and yeah, here's to week number 8. It is just gone 12. I have had a mad but productive morning. So I got up this morning early. Mental morning in the house in terms of the kids and stuff like that, but dropped Brona, went to the gym, got my gym done. Somehow managed, I was meant to be going on an interview at 10:30, somehow managed to make that 11, with increments of like 10:30, quarter to, and then up to 11. But in that extra 30 minutes, I got home, got into my 3rd bottle of water, got searched at sleep, got my reading done, got a 5-minute shower in and everything, because it was just an audio interview for radio, which is going to be on air tomorrow, so appearance didn't matter. But even managed to have a shower, which I didn't think I'd be able to. Get dressed, get down, do the whole interview, and now I am here to collect Brona. So crazy day, but 75 hard is so good because it really teaches you how to be time efficient and time effective, and I really feel like my time management is on point. If I can fit something in, I will. Like, I am super productive machine. I suppose having the small kids as well, like having to fit things in at certain times and work around routines and stuff, but like I have just got it down to a T now, which is so good. So there's that. Also, not having breakfast is such a good time management tool, because if I needed to also cook for myself and eat in the morning, it would set back so much time. Like, I don't actually get hungry until this time now, because I've trained my body not to be. And even like as I was leaving to drive down here, it's only a couple of minutes, but as I was leaving to drive down, I wasn't hungry. But now that I'm here, it's like my body is triggered to be like, oh, we're collecting Brona, that means we're going to go home and have our feed. So yeah, it's just actually I'm not doing it for that reason, but it's so good. Like, your body just adapts to whatever it's used to. So yeah, just in terms of time management, it's so good, because also I'd be waking up starving. Like, I'd be so hungry and stuff, and like having to come down, like satisfy that like need to eat. But like, I don't need that. Like, I don't even think about food in the morning. I think about the girls' food and making their food and making their lunches and stuff like that, but I don't think about like food for myself. So even like mental capacity, it's such a relief to not have to be so obsessed about breakfast. I used to be years ago. But yeah, so that's like my thoughts for today. I'm gonna go in now, get Brona, get home and make a feed for myself. Loads of eggs, probably rasher sausage, the normal stuff. I think my bread is nearly all gone, the soda bread, but yeah, I'm excited for my big feed. I know my meals are boring. I know they're massive and they're not the most attractive thing in the world. Like, they're definitely not aesthetic, but I really want to focus on getting proteins and healthy fats. That's my biggest for all my meals, is proteins and healthy fats. So that's what I focus on, and that's not always aesthetic. Like, my breakfast is big and it's dirty, you know, but I know I'm getting loads of food in there, so it's good. Anyway, gotta go. It's just gone 5 o'clock and it is very dark outside. It is lashing rain and my phone was dead, so I've just been charging it. I'm just over 20%, so all in all, not great conditions, but we still have to do our walk. So I'm going to head out now. I have put some chicken thighs on in the air fryer, so Carl's going to look after them. I've made a Caesar salad and I have some burger buns, so I'm going to go for my walk, and then when I come back, food will be ready to go. But yeah, not ideal, especially the rain part of things. I anticipated it being dark and cold, but not raining, and apparently it's lashing, so that's fun. It wasn't like that earlier on. Anyway, off we go. We just gotta do it anyway. Okay, I'm out and I could not find an umbrella, so I have my big coat, I've got my hat, and I've got this big kind of like this Scandinavian style. It's skinny, but it covers you a lot on top as well. I am on my way home. I've got about 10 minutes or less left. Thank God I brought this extra piece of protection. However, the one thing about walking non-stop with layer upon layer, like underneath this I have a varsity jacket and a top, is you get really hot. So I'm like, how can I like make myself cooler without taking off my coat? So under this I've opened up this jacket, I pulled down my hood so I just have my hat on underneath. I'm still quite warm. The thing to do, I'm drenched. I'm like dodging puddles on the ground so my feet don't get wet. Yeah, this is not a fun time. And I've been thinking, like, it's the first time I've thought about it because I suppose I'm coming up near the end of the challenge, like, just in general, like, how sustainable is this? Like the 2 workouts a day, all that sort of stuff. It's great to do. I feel so productive when I'm on 75 hard. I never regret a workout, but it is a lot to fit into your day. You know, I definitely do feel like I would do 75 hard again multiple times. But yeah, as a lifestyle, I mean, it's hard because like I'd miss all of it. Like I'd miss the yoga, I'd miss the workouts, I'd miss the outdoor walks and stuff. I think they add so much to your day, but also like there's not one workout other than the gym workouts that I would have done guaranteed if I wasn't on 75 hard in the last 8 weeks. Like, it just wouldn't have happened. So it is such a source of positivity, but I don't know, it's really about finding a happy balance. Huge puddle. Anyways, I'm starting to get reflective now, coming up to the end, even though I still have a few weeks left. So anyway, I just need to get home and eat now. Alrighty. Dinner is chicken thighs, which I cut up into pieces, and Caesar salad. So really nice chicken burgers, and I'm very, very excited for these. That dinner was actually delicious. It was so nice. I forgot to take a picture, but I have some vanilla yogurt with peanut butter, chia seeds and flax seeds. Then I have apple, banana, grape, strawberries, a couple of blackberries and blueberries here for dessert. Good morning. It is 9:30. I need to get home quickly, put Saoirse to bed earlier than usual because I have another interview at 10:25. So I need to go get that done. So I need to make sure she is asleep because I cannot push out this one this morning. It's actually nice at the moment to be perfect time for a walk, but it's meant to rain for the rest of the day, so it looks like it's going to be another rainy walk for me today, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. My coat from yesterday is still like literally dripping into the porch, so we have a little river in the porch. But anyways, time to go get her to sleep. I'm into my second bottle of water, read my 10 pages when I'm putting her to sleep, and then we'll see where we go today in terms of workouts. But yeah, that is it, so I will see you later. Bye. Alrighty, it is 10 to 10. I'm in bed, gonna read my 10 pages. Hopefully I can get these read and get her to sleep in enough time for me to also get downstairs and get set up for this interview at 25 past. So let's see, this time management malarkey is mental, because also like while I'm doing these interviews, which are obviously great, I'm not able to use that time for other things that I need to do. So it's interesting being a breastfeeding mammy of 2 toddlers while trying to run a business on very limited time, as you can imagine, and also very limited sleep. My sleep last night was bad. Saoirse was not in good form last night for some reason. I think her stomach must have been upset or something, but yeah, not a happy baby last night, so the show must go on, and so must I. Okay, so put Saoirse to sleep, read my pages really quickly within 5 minutes, threw my makeup on, went downstairs to get set up, opened up the email to get the link with 2 minutes spare, 10:23, and then the email reads 11:25, so I had a whole extra hour. I actually could have done my outdoor walk when the weather was nice, but for some reason I had 10:25 in my brain, so can't go now because Saoirse's asleep in bed. It's going to be raining later. It's actually too late for me to even try walk down to collect Brona by the time the podcast is finished. So talk about time management. Like, how about managing the correct time for the podcast? Okay, breakfast, some steak, Mexican rice, fried eggs and some veg. I also have some rashers and sausages in the air fryer for whoever wants them. It is 1:45 and I am out the door. Thank God for that. Carl is staying home. He has the girls, and it's great just to get this out of the way now before the weather changes, and also the earlier the better, so the earlier I can do my second workout. So I will be home by 2:30, so it'll be at least 5:30 before I do anything else. Just had my food there, which was nice. And I'm finished my third, if not my fourth water, I'm not sure, but I've poured out another bottle anyway, so I have that there waiting for me, but I've got the whole day to drink it, so happy out there. And yeah, got my podcast done, the interview, and now once I get home I just want to kind of see what else is on the to-do list for today. And I was on the radio today at 12 o'clock, so that's cool. So I look forward to getting the recording of that and getting it posted up and everything. But got to listen to it even as I was driving down to pick up Brona. It was on the radio and I was like, that's so cool. Anyways, I'm gonna go enjoy this walk. Bye. Hello, I am about to try a couple of my Instagram recipes because I have them there handy. So one of them is a children's pizza where the base is made out of sweet potato. So what the video says to do is peel the potatoes, which I'm doing right now. Then you cut them into bits and then you're going to steam them to make them soft. So I'm just going to put up some of the sweet potatoes now, and then I haven't gone much further than that, but I think what I need to do after that is add some flour to make it into a dough, and then I bake it and then add some toppings. So I just have a good few sweet potato here, so honestly I'm just going to do all of them and just go buck wild on making my dough here, because I don't know how much of anything I need. It doesn't actually have amounts because they want you to download the recipe or to DM them or something to get the recipe. So I'm just going off what they have in the video. Once I have this done, I also want to check my other videos. I think I had something like a bread made out of Greek yogurt. So I need to confirm that and what else I have there. But if I could do actually a few things today, I would be very happy. So that is the plan. So basically I'm just peeling them at the moment. So I'll see you later when I have a bit more done. Right, so I have 6 sweet potato. So I'm going to chop all these up now and put them in here, and I'm going to steam them. I have the kettle on, getting ready to steam. And I'm really excited to see how this works out. So let's try experiment. Alrighty, so they are all chopped up. I have them steaming, and while they're cooking I'm going to see what other recipes I can do. I'm going to make a 2-ingredient bread roll, so with Greek yogurt and self-raising flour. It doesn't say how much of each, but someone in the comments, not the person who posted it, said 250 grams and 350 grams, so that's what I'm going to do. It also says if you want, once they're done, you can get melted butter and garlic and oregano and just brush the top. So I'm just going to make it up as I go with some powdered garlic and oregano and a bit of butter and see what happens. So let's see. Right, I'm making this and it is galoopy as you would expect because it is yogurt, but yeah, I'm not too sure how this is going to work, to be honest. So I'm just going to keep stirring it. Sometimes I like just doing things with my hands rather than
spoons and different things. I just feel like it's better. But I'm just going to keep going, and then you roll this into balls, you put it into your tray and then into the oven. The comment did say, because the post wasn't clear, 175 degrees preheated oven. So I have that on now, ready to go, and let's see what happens. Okay, so this is my flour and Greek yogurt dough. So the next step is I'm actually just going to like pull apart chunks, put them into balls and stick them in here. Then I need to get my butter, my garlic and my oregano. Put it on top. It's still hard to believe that you're going to have bread from like Greek yogurt, but it's meant to be nice, so let's see. So this is literally all I'm going to do. It does say to fill the container, so it doesn't look like there's going to be too much here, so I might actually move to a smaller container, because I think the whole idea is they kind of grow together. It is self-raising flour. They grow together and you're able to kind of break them apart. So yeah, I might get a smaller, what would you call this, tray? But other than that, I'm really interested to see how this is going to look. So let's see. Okay, I absolutely did not melt enough butter. So it's going to be really thin across the rolls. Use up as much as I can. But I'm feeling a bit more optimistic now that I'm seeing them in their little ball state. So I'm getting more excited about this. And we will see. Well, hopefully they're nice. Now the recipe does say in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes or until fluffy. So hopefully they do get fluffy. And I think that is us. I don't think we're going to get much more than that. So two ingredient bread roll with the optional topping. Let's see. So while I was doing all that, my sweet potato was cooking and now it's ready to mash. So I'm going to mash it up into small bits. Then I'm to add about 10 tablespoons of flour. I don't know what that's, like how much sweet potato 10 tablespoons of flour is for, because it didn't say how much sweet potato to use. But I'll start with that and see if I need more after. After I've done that, I then oil my dish. I don't have a round dish, so it'll be a square pizza. Oil this down, put my dough in there, like flatten it out, and bake that, and then form my pizza. Okay, this is the first time I've got to actually do a video, but this has been a nightmare. Really gooey. I think I just did way too much sweet potato. I had to keep adding flour. This is me trying to pick it up and pour flour in while my hands were just covered in mushy sweet potato. And it's really thick and I just did way too much, so God knows how much flour is actually in this now. I've oiled this. I'm going to just wipe it around, but I'm still not even convinced that this is ready, and it's really thick and there's just too much of it. Could probably just do like multiple pizzas from it, but I'm pretty sure that on the other side of this it's just going to be stuck to the plate. Like, it's really gooey and I don't know if I would be bothered making this again. I'll just be honest, but we'll keep going because we are here. Yeah, this is just me not paying attention to how much, it doesn't say how much sweet potato, but also not paying attention to how much sweet potato she was using. So yeah, as I imagined, it was stuck to the plate. I had to break it apart to get it into here. This is way too thick. I'm just not confident on it at all. I decided actually just to cut this dough in half, put it onto a different tray, and then I looked at the video again, and you're actually meant to dress the pizzas before putting them into the oven, which I did not know. So I've just done that now with whatever I had. I put in some pizza sauce, cheese, pepperoni, sweet corn and onions. So I'm going to stick these in now and see how well they cook or don't cook. And also my bread rolls are done, so I'll open these up now and see if they're nice. So I have my bread. I just cut it in half, one of the rolls of it. It's quite nice. I feel like I'm not 100% sure whether it's fully cooked, but it should be because it's been in the oven for much longer than it's meant to. But it's nice. Someone in the comments said it was basically just like a naan bread recipe, and I can definitely taste kind of like naan bread-ish taste to it, so I get where that's coming from. My husband thinks it's lovely. He said it'd be really nice actually to cook it with cheese in it to make like a cheesy bread. But yeah, it's nice. It's cool to be able to make something that it's only 2 ingredients really, other than the topping. But yeah, would recommend this one, not so much the other one. And here are the finished products. So this one had too much oil. I think this one had not enough oil, and I'm not confident because I've never made this pizza if they're fully cooked or not, so I'm just gonna hope that they are. But it is hard to know, but I'm excited to taste them and just to see what they're like. So I have my pizza. It's actually really nice, but I think it's really nice because of like the sauce and the cheese and all the things. I'm still not 100% convinced it's cooked properly. At the bottom, kind of gooey. That's why I'm eating it with a fork. But it's nice. I don't think I'd make this again though. No. So I am fairly full just from like tasting what I made. Honestly, I feel like both of them were a bit of a fail. Like my husband enjoyed both of them, but like the bread was okay, but I've made nicer bread. It wouldn't be my go-to bread recipe for sure. And the pizza was also, I mean, it tasted nice, but it tasted nice because of the cheese and the pizza sauce and all that sort of stuff. So definitely would not be making that again for sure. It was messy, but I used way too much sweet potato, obviously. Yeah, it was a thing between me and the recipe. It was a bit of both. But yeah, no, just I wouldn't be making either of them again. I want to say it's a fail, but actually it's a success because my goal was to make things that I see online, and that doesn't always mean that they're going to turn out nice, but I still made them, you know. So I suppose that is a success. And I'm also learning that like a lot of these, and I knew this already, but a lot of these, it's like, here's what I made, this is how I made it, but if you want an actual recipe, you need to like message me or comment below or check the link in my bio and all this sort of stuff. And I don't want to be doing any of that. Like, I'm not clicking on that and I'm not commenting on anything. It's just not happening. So I was trying to just follow along with what they had in the video, but obviously they didn't have measurements or any of that sort of stuff in there, because that's what you need the recipe for. So what's a positive about that is now that I've actually physically tried to make some of the things that I've seen online and finding it difficult to actually do it, that I won't feel guilt or feel as bad for not making things that look really nice online. Does that make sense? So I feel like it's kind of opened my eyes to, yeah, there's nice things online, but it doesn't matter if I don't make them. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I am right now ridiculously close to wanting to quit this challenge. I am just about to go do my yoga. I'm very tired. I just don't want to do this. I don't want to be on this diet anymore. Like, there's a storm coming tomorrow. It's like an orange warning or something, I don't know. And the thoughts of doing the yoga now, the thoughts of doing another wet and miserable walk tomorrow, I'm like, why am I doing this? There's like 3 weeks of this left, which just seems so long. Like, before I know it, it'll be over, but it feels like such a far distance away, and I just don't want to be doing this. But anyways, I'm just going to put the yoga mat down. I'm just going to do some yoga or some stretching for 45 minutes and get it out of the way and say goodbye to today. I think I'm just tired. Like, I'm always so optimistic and happy at the beginning of the day, and then come later in the day I'm just tired and miserable. I just don't want to be doing anything, and that's why I hate having like the workout so late. But other than the workout, we're all done. I did also cook some chicken wings, which no one has eaten. That pizza was really filling because obviously it's potato. So there's just chicken wings down there that have been cooked now. So I don't know, might have some of them later, might not sure. But also my fridge is fairly empty now. Like, I'm cutting to the end of everything. I have no eggs for tomorrow, blah blah blah. So that also doesn't help in terms of motivation because there's just not much there. So anyway, yoga time, pajama time, maybe shower time to get this off my face. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Alright, so 45 minutes of stretching and yoga poses done, and now I've just had a few chicken wings, not that many. I just want dessert more than anything, so I thought, you know, I'll have some of these and then maybe just like yogurt and berries and all that sort of good stuff. And I also, which is cool, last year, so 500 days ago, I started, I think it was a 75 hard or 75 soft, and I added in a daily habit of doing Duolingo, and today is my 500 day streak, so I've kept it up for 500 days now, which is mad. But that was just on a whim to add it on to whatever I was doing at the time. I think it was 75 soft. But yeah, 500 days later, I'm still here. So I'm so tired. I'm gonna go get some dessert and go to bed. So I had some yogurt, peanut butter and strawberries, and now I have some cacao. So pure cacao blocks, which I've just grated. Ignore my face, I am in bits. I've grated. I have it on the stove in a pot with some milk, and I'm going to mix in some honey, which I never do, but I just want to, some mixed spice and some ginger. So I'm going to make a nice chocolate drink that I'm going to bring to bed with me. Then I'm going to go up, clean this face, crawl into bed and just pan out. Good morning, it is Friday, it is coming up to 9 o'clock, I'm still in my pyjamas. I had a really bad sleep, also I went to sleep really late, my head is pounding. I meant to be in the gym this morning, but also it's an orange warning all day today for like rain and wind, and it's just really blustery and horrible out, so I honestly don't want to do anything.
I'm not going to school.
You're going to school, yeah. So what I think we're going to do is I'm going to drop around to school, and instead of going to the gym, I'm just going to go and do a really wet and blustery walk around the town. Get that out of the way, at least it's done. Get home, have a nice shower, and hopefully feel refreshed and be able to turn the day around and enjoy myself, because honestly right now I'm struggling and I really just don't want to be doing 75 hard anymore. I don't know why, but I'm after hitting this wall with 75 hard today. In other news, today is my last day of reading the Abraham Hicks book. For some reason I calculated it would bring me to near the end of the challenge, but I still have like 3 weeks left or so. So I have a really cool book picked out to read after this. My husband read it and he loved it. Someone that I watched on YouTube read it and she loved it. It's called The Psychology of Money, so it's a completely different vibe to the 2 other books that I've read. But yeah, so I'll just finish Abraham today, and then I will be starting that tomorrow. And obviously I reached my 500 day streak on Duolingo yesterday, so look, there's a lot of positive things happening, but yeah, I've got a really bad headache. I just need to get dressed and just, I think if I could get this walk out of the way, I'd be feeling good. And I think the cooking yesterday really threw me off, because just none of it really worked out, and it just really put me off, and it was like a negative experience, even though it was still a win and it was still positive because I did what I wanted to do. Yeah, I think that really threw me off as well. But look, my cacao last night was delicious. It was really nice. I was really happy with that. So that's it. I'm going to just go now, get dressed into just something that I don't care if it just gets absolutely covered in rain, and get this walk out of the way. And I think that'd be a really good way of just partnering with myself, with future me for later on today when I'm just like in the height of it. And I think just doing that will actually put me in a better form, because I won't have that hanging over me. I do hate missing out in the gym, but honestly I just don't have the whatever you need inside you to go to the gym right now. Like, I'm not in the mood to go and lift weights and stuff, so I think it's better off I just do that and then just come home and do a yoga or something later. Anyway, gonna go. Alrighty, it's 9:45. Brona has been dropped to school 30 minutes late into a 3-hour school day, so that's not great, but she's in there and I am just starting my walk, so it'll be around 10:30 by the time I'm getting back to the car, go home, and my next plan is to get Saoirse in bed and have a shower. The shower is making everything better, so
what a horrible mystery day it is. But this is what 75 hard is all about. And yeah, I'd love to just not be doing this right now. This wind is crazy. I mean, like, look, I'm getting blown to bits here, but I did actually think it might be worse than it is, so I'm not too upset like that. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Can't really see anything because the trees are so bare, but the wind is like pushing against me as I walk. But my husband just texted me and was like, look, you're so close to finishing, and then once it's done you can enjoy your wins. And obviously he means 75 hard, not this walk, but the thought of enjoying my wins makes me imagine and feel like that sense of accomplishment, that sense of relief, that sense of just enjoyment and relaxation. And it'll be coming up to Christmas time, and oh yeah, if I imagine that and then I imagine quitting now, which I really want to do, just feeling kind of bad about myself, not being able to look back on this time where I've already committed to 8 weeks of this and being able to enjoy the fact that I did that, because I didn't finish the journey. You know, despite the fact I've done so much, it kind of disregards all of that to me in my mind. I mean, it's just not worth it. But I mean, I suppose the fact that I'm here doing this walk means I'm committed. But it was just interesting, his message to me. But yeah, very windy. Her rain shield won't stick anymore because the wind keeps getting to it, and she's also bawling her eyes out because she wants to get out and run around and have fun, not realizing that it is a storm. And no matter how many times I try to like literally stick it where it has sticky points, the wind is so strong it's pulling the Velcro apart. Not only that, she had a blanket which was trailing the ground, so that's all muddy and wet and filthy now. So very fun time we're having here on this walk. Alrighty, I am home. I'm parked. I just need to brave the rain one more time to get out of this car and into the house while carrying all things, and a now sleeping baby who's snoring in the background. And also, as I was getting into the car, I walloped my knee off something. I don't know what I hit my knee off, but it's very sore. So I wouldn't be surprised if I have a big bruise. So if I do end up with a big bruise on my knee, just remind me of where I got it from, because I always forget. Yeah. I'm glad that that is done. She roared crying the whole way home. She was tired. She didn't want to do it anymore. She didn't want the rain visor on her. She was kicking it, which probably was one of the reasons also why the Velcro kept coming off and breaking. It just was an absolute nightmare. But when she got into the car, when she seen the car, she was happy. She knew that we were heading home. She knew it was sleep time, which you have witnessed. So I just need to now, I hate when she falls asleep and then I need to bring her in, because there's also a risk of like me waking her up and then she's had a bit of a nap and then she won't go back to sleep. So I just really hope now I can get her in, get her some milk, she'll fall asleep even deeper, and I can go and just have like a really nice shower and finish off my Abraham Hicks book. I will feel really accomplished finishing a book today, having done my walk and everything. I almost failed 75 hard. I actually can't believe it. So Saoirse finally went to sleep at like 11:45, which is really late for her. She just would not sleep. So I got to go into the shower,
really partnered with myself, came out, I was like, right, what clothes would be comfy but also make me feel good in myself, like really just trying to like turn the day around, making everything feel better. I asked Carl could he collect Brona, because sometimes he can, sometimes he can't. He said he could. I just could not face going back out, but thankfully he could, and he is down cooking steaks downstairs. But after the shower, as I was getting dressed, I realised I never took a progress picture this morning, with all of the manic energy that was going on and how bad I felt. I had to check my phone and I did not have a progress picture. So imagine if I had not realised that, and after that walk this morning and persevering and doing all of these things, I failed because I didn't have a photo. That would have been beyond, honestly. Like, it just actually, I don't know how I would have coped with that. So it just, that would have been crazy. So look, I've taken the picture now, thankfully. All is good, but I have my third bottle of water. I'm just going to go downstairs, eat my steak, maybe have some Panadol for my brain. I actually can't believe that. Alright, so Carl made me a steak and some fried onion and half an avocado, and then I put on some beans as well. So this is my brunch. After lunch, I decided to have some fruit. I just wanted to binge on something. So I had 2 bananas with peanut butter. I had a big orange cut into segments, and I had an apple with some peanut butter. I'm actually feeling quite full now, but I've decided that I'm going to make some more cacao because what I had last night was so nice. So I just thought I'd show you what I'm doing. So I have cacao blocks here. So I shaved off a lot of cacao. I measured out 2 of these cups. I just think this cup is cute, but I measured out 2 of them just in case one wasn't enough. I'm boiling some milk. I've put in my shaved cacao, which I'm currently melting. And I am putting in some ginger in there. I've already put some ginger in, and then I've also got a mixed spice, and I've got some honey. So this is what I am making, and I'm going to enjoy. It's a very rare time where both of my girls are asleep. Saoirse's been asleep for over 2 hours now, so I'm sure she'll wake up any moment. But Brona's also gone up to bed without any issue, which is rare. So I'm really just enjoying a couple of moments of silence before Saoirse wakes up. It is 4:15. I'm feeling much better myself. I'm still not at the point where I have the mental capacity to do work, but I do have the energy and the will to do a yoga session. So I have the girls propped up on the bed watching a movie, and I am just going to do my yoga here and get it out of the way. So I just feel like I've made a number of decisions and choices throughout the day that have led me to slowly but surely get into a better mental state, such as doing my walk early, even though I really didn't want to do it. I feel like this is a good time for me to do my yoga, so I can just forget about my workouts for today. So yeah, off I go. Dinner time. I am in desperate need of a shop, so I'm just kind of working with what I have here. So I had some frozen burgers, which I have in the air fryer. I had 3 big rooster potatoes, which I just chopped up, put on some goose fat and some seasoning, and threw them into the oven. And I have some frozen veg, which I'll do in the microwave, and then I'm going to do some gravy. So and I also found in the freezer these Yorkshire pudding things. So it's going to be similar to kind of like a roast, but with burgers. And then I decided that I'm going to make some cookies to feel good, but I used up all my plain and self-raising flour yesterday, but I do have some wholemeal flour, so I'm going to use that instead. So they'll be like wholemeal cookies. I've got some dark chocolate chips that I bought a while ago. I have an egg, and I have the vanilla extracts and stuff. So I'm just using a recipe that I found online. So yeah, I'll just show you what I'm doing. First step in the recipe is to melt 113 grams of butter. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll see what's next. I've never done this before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Once you've melted the
butter. You're to mix in like 50 grams ish of brown sugar and 100 grams of granulated sugar. So next up is you add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and then you're meant to do 1 large egg, but I only had 2 medium, so I just threw in the 2 medium. So we're kind of making this up as we go. What we did was we added our flour in, our wholemeal flour. Stop eating from the supply. No. And then we needed actually 2 types of chocolate chip because it said 170 grams. I don't know about the measurements of this recipe, but it said 170 grams of chocolate chip, which is a lot. So we're just stirring these up now. We needed 2 different packets because we ran out in the first pack. It was only 100 gram. And we're just going to mix them up together, and then we're going to make little balls and put them in the oven. And now they'll be ready. Stop eating them. Here we are before we cook them. I think this is meant to make 24, whereas I have, I think, 20 or 19 or something like that. However, I'm not too mad about that because I wasn't being over specific with measuring them out. I was actually just like lumping them onto the trays. So I'm going to stick these into the oven now. I think it takes like just under 10 minutes to cook. Actually the second tray, and I separate the second tray into that and the first tray again, and because that first tray, they all just merged into one big cookie. So I ended up just kind of like separating them with the spoon, so they're chilling here, all misshapen and whatever. Look, as long as they taste nice, that's all I care about. But you see the way here they're all kind of like spreading into each other. This tray was basically just all one big square cookie. Yeah, so we'll see. Look, I would definitely do this recipe again. Obviously I substitute a lot of stuff. I substituted the flour, and I wasn't really mindful of measurements and stuff like that. And it does actually say in the recipe, which I only seen after the fact, was to keep them like 2 inches apart. So I think if I was more precise with the recipe, they might turn out even better. But I am happy with these for now. Like, I would definitely do this recipe again. And then in terms of dinner, these are the burgers, Yorkshire puddings, a little bit of veg, my potato, and then I've also done some gravy here. So just a little bit of a roast dinner before we get into our cookies. We've got loads of cookies here airing out, and we're just gonna have cups of tea and eat some cookies, and I'm very excited. Good morning. It is Saturday. It is coming up to 11 o'clock. I am just about to put Saoirse to sleep, so I will read my new book. I could not find The Psychology of Money. I looked everywhere for it, so I'm going to read The Big Short. So I know obviously it's a film and I know it's based on true events, but I wanted to make sure that it fell within the remit of this challenge, which is a non-fiction book, which it does. So I'm just going to read that. I have that there, and I look forward to starting that today. And I am just finishing up my second water. I finished my second water. I'm just about to start my third water, which is good. And in terms of food, I am very short on things. I really need to do a shop for food. But I do have chicken burgers, I have rashers, I have some Mexican style rice, I have some bell peppers. So I'm thinking, and I have like a thing of guacamole, so I'm thinking of making some kind of like stuffed pepper, cutting up like rashers and chicken burgers and having the Mexican rice and having them in the oven, and then putting guacamole on top. I don't know, it could be rotten, it could be amazing, but that's what I'm thinking of doing and just experimenting with that. So that is the day that is. I'm looking forward to starting a new book. Oh, also, I almost forgot to take my picture this morning. I did forget to take it. I got dressed, I had to get undressed to take my picture. And then just in terms of workouts, so it's raining now, it's meant to clear up later actually. So I'm going to put Saoirse to sleep, and then I might do yoga, maybe downstairs with Brona. It's just me with the 2 girls today. Maybe while the food is cooking or something, I might do the yoga and then go for a walk later. That's the plan. Alrighty, book is read. It's actually a really refreshing read. So I'm excited to get into it more. It's just a completely different change of pace. My eyes are really weird. It's like when you look directly at a light and you've got like weird stuff happening. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, Saoirse didn't go to sleep. So instead of doing a yoga, I'm going to put some music on and we're going to have a 45-minute dance party. It's not going to be an actual workout. It's just going to be loads of music and we're just going to dance, dance, dance. Loads and loads and loads. So that is the plan for the next 45 minutes. Let's see how it goes. 45 minutes of non-stop dancing and movement done. Saoirse's gone asleep and Brona didn't dance really at all, bar at the beginning, but that's okay, I did. And she's still in there listening while I go to make some food. So yeah, I'm going to start cutting up some bell peppers. I think I have 3, so I might just use all of them. Well, I don't know if I have enough for that, but maybe I'll just do 2. I'm going to clean them out. I'm going to drizzle oil in them. I'm going to cook them. I think you cook them a little bit first. I have the chicken burgers cooked. I might do a few more rashers, and I'm going to do the rice, and yeah, I think it's gonna be nice. I've cut and cleaned out the peppers. I've oiled them and seasoned them, so I'm just going to pop these in for a little while, not too long, and because I'm not following the recipe to a T. The recipe does have, what does it have? It has black beans, which I do have, but I do already have these chicken burgers cooked, so I'm going to pop these in for now, and in the meantime I have made my rice. I'm going to mix my rice and chicken burgers together, like cut up the chicken burgers, and that will be the stuffing. And it does say to have some Mexican style cheese, which I don't have, but I do have some cheddar cheese, so I'm going to throw that on top when I'm putting the rice stuffing in. So loads of rice and chicken left over, but I have stuffed my 2 peppers. I'm just going to put a slice of cheese on both. I just have them propped up against the edge so they don't fall. And I'm going to stick them in, and while they're cooking I'm just going to clean the kitchen, sort away some laundry, and yeah, I look forward to eating these. These are my breakfast, and it is now... oh, why isn't it working? It is now 1:10 so nice breakfast. I'm actually feeling it really bad. Like earlier on, obviously I was seeing stars or something. Now I've just got like this banging headache. I feel sick. I'm not hungry at all. I've taken 2 like Panadol, but I feel really bad. I don't know why. Like this food is nearly done. I don't even want it. Like I just feel like shit. Like, but maybe it's because I haven't eaten. So look, I'm going to eat, but I actually feel sick. My head is just so sore, like I don't feel good at all. Alrighty, I lost pretty much all the cheese on the green one. It just fell over in the oven, so it melted onto the tin foil. The yellow one was fine until I put it onto the plate, and then it fell over and all fell out. But here we are. So just have the guacamole that I'm going to put on. I'm just going to let them cool down a little bit because they're steaming. And we'll see, but hopefully the parsley will actually kick in and I'll be feeling better soon. But here are my stuffed peppers. I'm really unwell at the moment. I've got like this banging headache that just won't go away. The Panadol did not help at all. And then I've got nausea kind of like coming in and out. The food, I could barely stomach it. I ended up kind of just eating the inside of the peppers and then throwing the rest out. Haven't really got any cleaning done. Nothing done, really. And I had so many high hopes for today to get those done, but I actually just can't with my head and then with the nausea as well. Saoirse's awake now, Brona's watching a show. And it's just been an absolute shite day, so like unless this feels better, I don't know how I want to do my walk. And how I feel right now, I just want to actually just quit this whole challenge and delete all my videos about it on YouTube and forget about it, because
I never feel like this, and I just don't know what it is, but this headache is just beyond, and then the nausea as well. So listen, this might be the end. I know this is the whole point of like, it gets hard and you push through and do it anyway, but like, why am I doing it? Like, for what reason? You know, if I'm not enjoying it and if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it. So let's see.
Against all odds, I am out for a walk. It is 4:15, which means I'll finish at 5. You have no idea how close I was to quitting. Like, severely close to doing it. Like, up until last second I was like, will I even bother doing this? But we were out on our walk and we're going to go to a restaurant at the end of the walk because there's nothing in the house for dinner, so it's myself and the 2 girls. We'll go get something nice to eat. I didn't.
Rain is on my head.
The rain is on your head.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I need to do a shop, but I'll do that tomorrow. My head is still sore. I still have a bit of nausea, but not as bad as it was. I got a couple of bits just around the house done, like laundry and dishes and stuff. But oh, it's cold, isn't it? It's wet and cold. But no business work. Everything is an excellent, or everything is a big effort right now. So look, I'm proud of myself. I'm going to do this walk, go get something to eat, get home, chill out, and hopefully tomorrow is a better day. Hold on a sec. I've done everything bar my 4th water, which I have with me now. So yeah, let's go. So yeah, I'm hoping that tomorrow is a new day. I'll put my makeup on, I'll get a load of business work done, I will get a good food shop done, and everything will just be better tomorrow, and I will be happy that I pushed through. But like, I was even checking what day am I on. I think I'm on day 52 now, and I was like, look, I'm only 20 days off. Why am I even doing this? Like, literally just like contemplating like not doing this at all. And just deleting everything off YouTube and just moving on. But we're here, we're doing it. So 5 minutes left in our walk. We are on the home stretch straight to the restaurant. This restaurant was really my thing of like, right, I'll do the walk and continue going to get the restaurant at the end. So I'm just going to enjoy it, see what they have, obviously pick the best option on the menu food wise, but I probably would have eaten out anyway without the walk because there's nothing in the house. But it was just a mental thing of making me do it, making me do the walk. So now that it's done, my water is done, food will be done, and tomorrow is another day. It's so hard pushing a double buggy, oh my god. Right, anyway, time to go enjoy some food. Hello, it is a Sunday morning. It is coming up to 11:30. I'm getting hungry now, so I'm going to eat. So far today I have just been doing a lot of organising. I have had 2 bottles of water so far. I have taken my progress picture and that is it. So I haven't done any workouts, need to do a shop today, etc, etc. It's a new day. Last night I went on to ChatGPT. I put in basically my goals and stuff, and I asked ChatGPT to design a diet for me for the next 3 weeks to bring me to the 7th of December, to create like a meal plan and also to create a shopping list. So I am going to use that for my shopping journey trip today, completely change up my diet for the next 3 weeks, and just I feel like that will reinvigorate me if I just have a change, and it might actually see a change in the scales as well, which I think would also help in terms of motivation. So yesterday was a dodgy one. We made it through, but it was very dodgy. But I just feel that if I do something different, then it might help. So the girls will be going over to see their grandfather today. So I will have a bit of time by myself to do the shop. I'll do my walk,
and see where the next few days bring us. So that's it. Literally nothing in the house now, so I'm just gonna have some rashers and maybe some porridge, and that's it. Do you wanna say bye? Bye. Do you wanna say bye bye? Alrighty, so I'm just after doing my shop with my ChatGPT shopping list in mind, chatting to ChatGPT the whole way around the shop, and of course getting extra bits that we need for the household anyway, for Carl and the girls and stuff. But I just want to show you a lot of what I got. So if I spin myself, there's a lot, as you can see, but lots of things like carrots, spinach, a lot of chicken for like different kind of meals that I wouldn't normally be making. I did find cottage cheese, which I've been struggling to find. This is not from ChatGPT, but there's been a lot of like social media recipes that I've wanted to do using cottage cheese, so I thought I would try one of them out during the week. Yogurt. What else? Is there anything else that I want to show you? I've got some salmon over there, which you can't really see, so I'm going to make a salmon meal at some point. Not including in my ChatGPT diet is some soda bread, but I will be making some and maybe scones during the week. And then I have started my dinner for tonight using one of the recipes from ChatGPT, which is a chicken tray bake. So I've got carrots, I've got pepper, onion, and I'm actually just measuring it out as per their recipe, and a few bits extra that I had. Might keep these for tomorrow. They're like flatbreads, there's some salsa which was reduced, so I just got it, and there's like one burger that was reduced, so I might just eat that as well. But yeah, and then I just got these reduced as well, which is great. I got these earlier on in Aldi. I had to run into Aldi, so I got these, so I am back in the baking game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just trying out a new recipe now. Oh, all of my shopping came to $131.19 is what it came to, and a lot of that was actually water, so I'd imagine it's probably similar to what I spent on water before, like it was like €15 I spent it on water. Still water, yeah, so €7.95, so that's €8, €9.60, and then yeah, so over a tenner anyway of that is water. So crazy altogether price wise. I think that's really good. €120, and it's loads of fruit, veg, dairy, meat. I have some carrot, onion, pepper, potato, garlic. I've drizzled it with oil, and I'm going to put some salt and pepper on there as well, and then I'm going to mix it all around. And then the next thing to do is, I'm actually meant to be cutting up chicken breast to put in there, but I don't have enough chicken breast. I'm going to do chicken thighs. I'm just going to chop it up into strips or cubes or whatever it says, and it says to put it on top of this once this is all mixed up, and then I believe the next step is just to put it into the oven. So let's see what ChatGPT does for me. This is how we're looking so far. It's looking nice, to be fair, but it's been on longer than ChatGPT told me to put it on for. But I think I'm just going to do a few more minutes and then take it out. It is coming up to 7:30, and this is the latest I've been on any of my activities for the last, are we on week 9? Actually, what week are we on? Are we on week 9 now, or week 8? I actually don't know. Whatever week we're on. I am doing my yoga now, which is not unusual, but I have not read yet, and I also have a full bottle of water left to do, so that's interesting. So I'm starting to stress a little bit. I got 1 or 2 bits that I wanted to get done today work-wise, but I didn't get most of the stuff done, so that's disappointing. It's been a wild couple of days, to be honest. I don't know why everything just went P-tong there, but I'm hoping tomorrow's Monday, it's a new week, bit back to routine with like the gym and everything. I'm just hoping that everything is better from tomorrow, and all I have to do is tick off my list tonight. So I'm going to do my yoga now. I have a yoga for stress relief. So I'm going to do my yoga now. Then I'm going to get into bed, read my book, drink my water, get them done. And if I can do 1 or 2 more things that are on my to-do list, I will do them. Because I would love to not bring everything into the new week with me, because obviously the new week will have its own things to do. And the last couple of days just really derailed me in terms of action and just getting things done, and I really feel like I'm starting to get behind on a lot of the stuff in terms of like matches and just my business in general. I feel it's just gone really stagnant in terms of like the activities that I've been doing, and Black Friday's coming up and I'd like to create a reel for that and get an ad out and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think stress relief would be good. Brona's gone to bed, Saoirse's downstairs with Carl, so I just need to do this and get my 10 pages done and relax and drink my water. Food was nice. It was really filling actually, but the fridge was full and I was like, you know, I'm just going to have a little extra snack after. So I had some yogurt with peanut butter and chia seeds and flax seeds and berries, and and some chocolate chips that were left over from when I made that dessert the other day, the cookies. So enjoyed that. I've had tea and coffee, so I'm honestly just stuffed. I just want to get this stuff done and go to bed. I might go tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to do. That yoga was actually a lot more strenuous than I thought it would be for something that was to de-stress you and was apparently for beginners. The beginners piece actually worried me, because you know what I've been saying about like yin yoga and not wanting it to be like just like holding like the same pose over and over, but like it wasn't. There was a lot to that yoga, but to be fair, my legs do feel a lot more stretched, and I do actually feel a bit more de-stressed, which is good. And I'm getting through my pages now, so I'm actually really enjoying this book. It's really easy to read so far anyway, so yeah, let's do this. I'm halfway through my bottle of water, so we're getting there, guys. That is a good night for me. Tomorrow is Monday, which means 2 more days of this week, week 8, and then we can move on. What a week this has been. Good morning. It is coming up to 11 o'clock. I have been to the gym this morning. I've taken my pictures. I finished 2 waters, so I'm gonna fill up on my 3rd now. And I'm gonna go upstairs, put Saoirse to sleep, and read my 10 pages. It is a bright sunny day with very cold outside, but that bodes well for going for a walk later, which is good. Haven't eaten yet, but I am going to continue on the ChatGPT vibe for today, and I think it's some kind of like chorizo hash or something that they've created for me, so we'll have a look at that and see what it is. I'm at the stage now where I'm not like I want to quit, but I'm also at the stage where I want this to be over. So again, that might change tomorrow. I could be absolutely in love with 75 hard again, but I'm just looking forward to this area of my life to be complete. And yeah, that's it. So I'm actually going to bring a cup of Don't know if I should bring a tea or a decaf coffee. I might bring a decaf coffee up to bed with me, which I don't normally do. Put Saoirse to sleep and then do a few bits of my admin style bits that I need to do today. So that is it from me. I will see you later for brunch and talk to you then. Okay, I was productive procrastinating, but procrastinating. Saoirse's already asleep, haven't even started yet, but I'm going to start this book now. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's written very easy to read. This is only day 3 for me now, but just kind of like figuring out who's who are all the players in the subprime lending arena back in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, I feel like some of it technically is going to go over my head, but I have watched The Big Short. I think it was Big Short I watched, and I watched it like 2 times. I watched it when it first came out, and then I watched it only like a year or so ago. And I remember, I think it was Big Short. I remember just thinking like that I understood it so much more the second time around. So I'm hoping like even reading the book I'll understand it even deeper, and then I'd watch the film again. Like, don't get me wrong, like I understood it to an extent the first time around, but like it is obviously like a lot going on, and to like really understand what they were doing, like it's just wild. And I'll only understand so much from like reading this book and watching the movie, but like it's interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna go read this, and yeah, it's already coming up to 11:20, so it's nearly time to go get Brona already, so I better hurry up. Oh, just for some last minute procrastination. So good gym session. It was 3 different exercise groups, which was hard. Like, so the first one was all, what was it? It was all legs really. So it was front squat, it was Bulgarian split squats, and it was something else, wall sits. Then it was chest, so it was military presses with the shoulder. It was lying chest press, floor press, and it was push-ups. And I was failing, like I was struggling. And then it was arms, so it was a hammer curl. Then it was tricep extension, and then it was easy bar curl. So yeah, it was tough. I am really excited for breakfast this morning. So I am making a egg and bacon and chorizo skillet thing. I don't know, it sounds really nice. I'm putting spinach in it, and it's got cottage cheese, but I don't know how I feel about that, but that's going to be in it as well. So I've already prepped some onion. I've sliced up the onion, I've diced up a potato. I'm just about to slice up 3 rashers as per my ChatGPT recipe, and I am using my new weighing scales to weigh out the ingredients because I want to just follow it along as they say. So I just need to slice up my rashers now. I'm going to start cooking them, and then you gradually add in different ingredients. But I think this is going to be really tasty, so I'm very much excited for it. And I do have some salsa, which is not part of the recipe, but I'm going to have that with it as well. And you add avocado as well, so I think this is just going to be so nice. First step is, once you have all your rashers chopped up, to put them into the pan, cook them on a medium heat with no oil, which is very unusual for me. I always cook with oil. Until they're crispy and they start releasing all of their oil. And then once these are ready, obviously stir them around. Once they're ready, I'm going to put in the chorizo. So these are relatively cooked, so ChatGPT says to move them over to the corner, add some oil to the pan, put in my diced potatoes, and then lightly season and just cook them for the next 8 to 10 minutes until they're nice and crispy. So let's go. So next up is adding in the onion and the spinach. So it's 50 grams of spinach, which I have. I think actually I was meant to do the onion first. And you're just cooking this for like 1 to 2 minutes.
Next step was to move all the food to the side, creating a hole in the middle, and then it said to pour in the whisked eggs, which I had not whisked up until this point. So I'm just going to pour in some eggs now. And it says once the eggs start to set, so you're meant to gently scramble them here. And then once they're like 80-90% done, you start folding in all of this into it. So let's see what happens here. This is all very new for me. And then we're meant to add in, when it's about 80-90% done, add in 30 grams of cottage cheese. So I don't even know if I like cottage cheese. I kind of just bought it on a whim. But then I told ChatGPT that I had it, so it was like, perfect, let's add that in for extra protein. So hopefully it'll be nice, because I bought it because I see so many social media recipes that include cottage cheese. But look, at least we're starting to use it day one. So yeah, I think this is going to be delicious. Like, how could it not be? The amount of flavors and everything. But it does take a lot of time, so not ideal when you're already hungry, and a lot of time is not something I have. But anyways, I think that's starting to scramble now, so I'm going to start moving these in. I could be doing this completely wrong. I feel like I need like a video tutorial, but let's see what happens. I asked ChatGPT, just because out of a matter of like needing to know urgently how many teaspoons 30 grams of cottage cheese is, and it said it's about 2 tablespoons, so I threw that in there, mixed it all up. It's meant to make it creamy. It doesn't seem very creamy to me, but now I have to sprinkle on some grated mixed cheese. I have cheddar and mozzarella, 10 grams of that. Then I take it off. I've turned off the heat now as well. Put it onto a plate and serve with some sliced avocado, and as I said, I also have salsa there, which I will be adding. Here we are, and oh my god, I tasted it before putting the salsa on, because I was like, I didn't want to not have the actual flavour of it, and it is unreal. So I'm excited now. I think I put way too much avocado, but I didn't want to, like, Carol's not here, so I didn't want to waste half an avocado, but they're only small anyway, so I'm so hungry and I'm so excited. This is so nice, isn't it? Mmm. Nom. Get all that in there, the potato, the salsa, avocado. Chorizo. Yeah, chorizo. There's rapture in there.
Yeah. Eggs.
Eggs. Cheese. We'll put cheese in there. We are out walking. It's gone 3:15. I'm actually already about 25 minutes into the walk. So it's great just to get this done and out of the way. I need to get home and actually do some productive work, which I have been kind of procrastinating on, but not really, because I've been at the gym and cooking and now walking, but there are all things I need to do, but I need to do that. Time for ChatGPT dinner. All of these dinners so far have had cubed potato, which is interesting because I wouldn't normally use this much potato. And this is actually a stir fry, so I'd never think to cook stir fry with potato. But here we are. So the menu is you cook the potato, then you take the potato off, and then I have sliced up some chicken here, so I'm going to cook that. And then I have cut up some pepperoni slices that I had left over. So I just asked could I include them somehow. So I'm going to add that into the chicken. And then once they're cooked, I'm going to add in my veg. So I've got some sliced carrots, which I also wouldn't think of putting in a stir fry. Onion and peppers, 3 types of pepper. And then I have a fajita seasoning that I had from something else, so I'll use that. And then some grated cheese as well, which I think just goes on top. Now I also have my salsa, which I'm going to add in, and then I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a lot. I don't know how it'll work in terms of like a stir fry. Maybe it is, maybe it's going to be lovely. But I also bought in the shop these flatbreads. So I might cook these or toast these, and we can put our seasoned stuff inside of the flatbreads. So that's what I'm thinking, but let's see how we go. I am finding that the prep for these takes so long. Like that food this morning was lovely, but it took so long to do. It's just all the chopping and the cubing of the potatoes and the peeling of the potatoes and the carrots and all the things, so that's something that I have to bear in mind. So my potatoes are done. I put in my chicken and I have put in some of my fajita seasoning in there. So I'm cooking my chicken, then I'll add in my pepperoni just for a little while, and then in all the veg, and then once the veg is done I re-add in the chicken. Here we are, and I'm just going to put some salsa on top, but this looks delicious. And although I am full after that, which was delicious, I have calculated into my macros and calories today my Greek yogurt, peanut butter, fruit and some chocolate chips, dessert, and this has all been actually calculated out with the scales. I'm chatting with ChatGPT the whole way through. Hello, it is 12 o'clock. I have not had breakfast yet, but I am just on my 45-minute walk. I've had a busy morning with meetings, both in person and on the phone. All very exciting stuff. I'm really happy with what's going on for my business. So I'm just going to collect Brona soon and then finish off my walk. So other than this walk, I have just almost finished 2 litres of water and I'm taking my picture, so I need to do more water and I cannot wait to eat today. I think it's going to be something similar to yesterday. I think my breakfasts are mostly the same, give or take, other than maybe a steak breakfast, but Carl won't be home for lunch, so I'll keep the steak breakfast for when he's back. Yeah, really looking forward to having more food. And today is the last day of week 8. I am looking forward to saying goodbye to this week. It's just been horrendous, but it finished off well, so that's good. So week 9 starting tomorrow, which is mad, unbelievably mad, but I'm looking forward to moving into week 9. I really feel like I'm close to the finish with that. Okay, gotta go. Oh my god, I'm finally home. I went on to ChatGPT and it's down because there's a Cloudflare outage. I am very lucky. I spent a lot of time on ChatGPT yesterday asking it to make me all of the recipes as a printable version, and then I saved them up onto my Google Drive. So other than that, I wouldn't be doing a ChatGPT recipe today, but I have the one from yesterday there, so I'm going to make that. But it is already coming up to 1 o'clock. I'm starving and this takes so long to do with all the prep. But hopefully when I do it more and more, it'll just get quicker because I'll know what I'm doing. But yeah, just when I'm starting to go on to ChatGPT, it goes down. Isn't that mad? Alrighty, I feel like I got to this point a lot quicker and easier today after only doing it once before. I just knew a lot better in terms of prepping the food and cooking it and the flow and everything. So I'm really glad I did it again 2 days in a row. But this is also, I'm actually going to take some of this off now for my little girls so they can have it, and then I'm going to devour the rest. It's now coming up to 2 o'clock, so we're almost an hour later. It is 3:35 and I'm finally getting through my book. I've got 2 sleeping girlies. I keep getting distracted, so I just want to finish these 10 pages and then see what kind of productive stuff I can do while they're asleep. I was going to have a shower and then I was like, what am I doing? I can shower when Carol gets home. But while they're asleep, I should be doing work. So this is the POA for now. It's dinner time, so I'm making dinner a bit earlier because Carl has calls and he also has Krav Maga tonight, so I need to make sure that he has had food and also digested food by his class. I'm still really full from food, to be honest. I'm finding these ChatGPT meals really filling, so hopefully they haven't got the macros and the calories wrong because I feel like I'm very full. But also it hasn't actually been that long since I've eaten because they are taking me longer to cook them and all this sort of stuff. So I am actually eating later as well. But it's just something that I need to consider going forward. Anyways, dinner tonight as per ChatGPT is salmon. So I'm going to pan fry the salmon in some oil and crushed garlic cloves. It says 1 clove, but we love garlic here, so I'm going to do a few. And we're also going to have veggies on the side. So as per usual, we have potatoes. This is probably filling me as well. I'm having potatoes with every single meal. Potatoes, broccolis and carrots, which I have already pre-prepped. I've covered in oil. I'm just going to mix it around a bit more. I have salt and pepper in there. I'm going to stick this in the oven for about 20 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to pan fry the salmon, as I said. So it also says to potentially add some cheese on top. I do have obviously the grated cheese. I also have some Parmesan cheese, or I might just not do cheese at all. But yeah, I'm just going to flip over my veggies, but this is how they're looking about 15 minutes in, and I've got my salmon on. So it's the garlic, the oil, and then I sprinkle some salt, pepper and Italian seasoning on it as well. And to be fair, they look very nice. I just wish I had a wedge of lemon, which I think would be lovely. It's 8:30 and we're just about to do our yoga. I still have 1 water to drink. I have been trying to put this little one to sleep for the last hour, but it's just not happening and time is just ticking on, so I better just start my yoga and just go from there. What are you getting? A marker? So yeah, I'm just going to do my yoga now. I'm so full after all that food, but it was nice. The girls actually ate a good bit of my yogurt. You have a marker? Okay. Are we going to do our yoga now? Yeah? Do our stretching? Okay, bye. Also, I'm very excited because once these are finished, week 8 is officially finished. Yay! So when we wake up tomorrow, we're in week 9. So good times. I'm really glad to see the end of this week and just to get all this done and move on. Okay, so what an absolutely shocking week that was. I am not exaggerating and I'm not playing lip service when I say that I almost quit this challenge multiple times this week. I literally had to bribe myself with like eating out to get myself out the door at some stages. The weather was awful. There was orange warnings. It was raining. It was cold. It was dark. It was so windy. It was just so bad. There was times where I literally just couldn't move. I was on the chair, nauseous, headaches, literally seeing stars, like something weird was going on. My sleep was completely off this week. The girls were stressing me out multiple times this week. I missed a gym session. Just so much, and even like my cooking just wasn't going well. Like I tried a couple of like the social media recipes, like that toddler pizza with the sweet potato was just a disaster. The bread rolls, which were okay, but I wouldn't be bothered with them again. Yeah, it was so bad. And then there was that one day where it was like the orange warning and I was literally out like having an absolute trek of a walk just to realise that I almost forgot to take my progress picture. Like imagine I failed after all of that for not taking my progress picture. I would have been so annoyed. Oh my god. So yeah, it wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time this week. However, I will say the good thing about it is I did like in the moments just to push through. And again, there were so many I was convincing myself to just leave it. I was like, there's about 20 days left, just like leave it, it's fine, who cares. I was like, I'm just going to delete all these videos off YouTube, no one's watching them anyway. I was just like, oh, just really negative about everything. But I really kind of like got into the zone of like partnering with myself and just like with my future self. So just being like, oh, I'm just going to do this thing now so that I feel better about it later on. And like that really did help kind of like build momentum. Like even if it was something like, oh, I'm just going to do my walk now so I don't have to do it later, like really thinking about like my future self and like not wanting to put the burden on my future self. So I would just do it now if I had the opportunity to do whatever it was. And I felt like that really did help.
Another positive, I suppose, from the social media meals was I really got perspective on, like, because I have tried them now, I'm really kind of seeing like a lot of them like, oh, DM below or DM me or comment below if you want like the full recipe and stuff like that, and it's like they're really just clickbait and looking for engagement and stuff like that. So I just feel like now that I have tried them, I don't have to feel so bad about not doing them in the future. Do you know, that kind of way? Like, I am someone who can do them if I want to, as in it's like generic online recipes, but I don't have to do them either, and it's okay if I don't do them. So I think I have started to get a bit more kind of like peace of mind with the social media recipes, which is really good. We did have like a really cute dance party one of the days in the house as my indoor workout, so that was really cute. I did complete 500 days on Duolingo, which was something that I started when I did, I think it was 75 soft back in July of last year. I think it was like July 1st or something I started 75 soft, and I decided to put like daily Duolingo on there just as like an extra activity, and I just haven't stopped it since. So I have completed my 500-day Duolingo, which is really cool. Business wise, I had like a really strong week, honestly. Like, I had like multiple interviews. I had a radio interview, I had a podcast interview. I finished off the week really strong business wise, so that is a positive as well, I will say. And there were a few different things that I did make. Like I made like an easy cookie recipe, and the cookies were okay, but I think they could have been better, but I would do them again and like pay more attention to the specifics of the recipe. I think I was a bit blasé with what it was, and it was probably a bit more specific. So they were okay, they could have been better, and that's on me, but like I would definitely try that recipe again, so that was good. But again, that was me trying to just like make myself feel better, and like, oh, I'm just gonna make some cookies, you know, and eat the cookies. But yeah, so that was interesting. I did finish my book, so I finished Asking It Is Given. I was looking for The Psychology of Money, but I couldn't find it, but I did have The Big Short, so I started reading that. Really good, really interesting, really enjoying it, learning so much from it, and just really want to watch the film again. So I've watched it twice now, I think, but I'm really looking forward to, once I finish the book, reading it again or watching it again. It's a really good read, actually, and I didn't anticipate reading it, and it's really nice change of pace as well, because like the first book was The 7 Habits, and that was obviously kind of like inner leadership and stuff like that, which is good. But I did like, I found it really interesting, but I did kind of like struggle to like motivate myself to read the book every day, even though I did really enjoy it when I did read it. And then The Power, or Asking It Is Given, I keep trying to say The Power now, Asking It Is Given, I love that book, but again, completely different vibe altogether. And then I just feel like this is like, you know, real life Wall Street, subprime lending, getting like insurance against these like loans that are just going to combust and stuff. Mad, really interesting, and I think it's good for my brain to get that switch up. But yeah, I suppose the biggest thing for this week is I have completely changed tact, and I have completely given my life over to ChatGPT. It was the only way to get myself through, so I don't know why I never thought of it before, because I have heard people saying like, oh, you know, I got ChatGPT to write me up like a workout plan or whatever. But I suppose that maybe like hearing this around is what kind of like motivated me originally. But like even getting ChatGPT to do like my shopping list and stuff like that, it's really interesting. And I have done loads of recipes from ChatGPT. So I had a tray bake, I had treats on bacon hash, which is so nice for breakfast, had chicken stir fry with potato, which I never would have done. Actually, all of these have potato in them. There was this nice salmon dish that was lovely. I am finding that they're super filling, like really filling, and then that makes me question, are the calories and macros that ChatGPT is calculating, are they correct? Because ChatGPT can be wrong on a lot of things, because I just feel really full. Or is it just because it's like higher density, like low calorie foods such as like all the potatoes and stuff, that's making me really full, but is still allowing me to be like within my macros and stuff like that? So I don't know, but what I will say is that it takes a lot of prep time and a lot of cook time, and it's not really sustainable, to be honest. So unless I start batch prepping some of the vegetables and stuff beforehand, or I change it up by like having like smaller, easier meals for like the brunch portion, and then like continue as it is for the dinner. It won't be sustainable long term, but I am actually finding it really invigorating. I feel like the change is after remotivating me for the rest of the challenge. We are going into week 9, which is crazy. Week 9 of a 10-week challenge, like it's nuts. Like we're really close now. So anyway, I'm just so glad to see the back of week 8. I'm so glad that it's over. I never want to see this week again. This is, of all the times that I've done 75 hard, this is probably the hardest. My dad was basically dying the first time I did 75 hard, and I was like 9 months pregnant, literally. I have it all on the playlist if you want to go watch that. But I still found probably week 8, in terms of like getting through the challenge, so much more draining this time around than even then. Like mad. Anyway, that is it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, like this video, leave comments, all the things, whatever, and I will see you next time. Bye.